Welcome to the latest installment of Wannabe Kitchen Travelers. I'm Max.
And I'm Emily.
We're your hosts.
And tonight we're going to India. I've always liked Indian food, as most people have, but I've never really cooked too much of it myself. So I thought tonight would be a good chance for us to try our hand at some authentic Indian dishes. So we've got a few things lined up for you tonight. We're doing naan, which is a bread often used to dip in curries. And so we have that going, I'll show you in a second. And we're also doing a curry.
To go with the naan, you eat them together. It's spinach, it's called Palak. It's going to be great.
That was Aloo Palak.
Aloo Palak.
Aloo Palak.
Close enough.
And we're also doing a drink called mango lassi. And so this is kind of like a smoothie. It's got yogurt and mango, and it's used to cool down in the summertime. And you can find this at most Indian restaurants. It's a pretty popular drink.
It can lead you to a well. All right, we're going to start with the curry. First thing to do, we're going to take our ginger and green chilies, and we're going to toast them up in some oil until the ginger is no longer aromatic. Which should be interesting. It's supposed to take 2 to 3 minutes. I've never fried ginger, so let's see what happens. Oh yeah, and it's toasting up very quickly. So this won't take long. After that, we're going to add the tomato, make it a little soupier into a sort of sauce, and then we'll add the potato and let those go. So, pretty easy.
So our naan is almost ready. Our naan's been sitting there for about 2 hours, and it's got 15 minutes left, and then we'll start frying that up.
Yeah, the naan will be great. We're going to toast it up over the burners here. It's going to char and blacken. I think I might put some garlic on mine, maybe some butter. We'll see. It'll be wonderful with the curry. This has been about 2.5 minutes, and it's ready for the next step, which is tomatoes. So you get to watch me add those.
So we just put the tomatoes on, and those tomatoes will saute for 3 to 4 minutes with our ginger and chili peppers.
Good. I'm going to make sure the ginger gets well distributed before it cooks up anymore, because it's starting to stick together. Ginger has a lot of sugar actually in it, natural sugar.
I'm going to put the potatoes in.
Pop them in.
So, potatoes are the aloo part. Apparently that is the Indian word for potato.
In lieu of aloo.
And how long do these have to simmer for?
Well, these are going to go for another 2 to 3 minutes before we put in, we're going to add in, I think 1 or 2 extra things. I think actually
spinach.
Spinach, yeah, which is going to cook down very fast, and then water. And it'll all sort of solidify, and then that has to simmer for about 15 more minutes after. In this case, we were missing one ingredient, carom seeds. Don't know what carom seeds are. Couldn't find them at the Asian market or regular grocery store, so in lieu of those, I don't know what we're going to do. Supposedly they taste like thyme. We have thyme, but I didn't think it'd be a good idea to just add that in indiscriminately.
2 cups of spinach that I've got here that I'm going to put in here.
Careful it doesn't touch the pot and melt.
It's fine.
Probably don't
Spinach
even need
cooks
all
down
this.
a lot.
Yeah, this seems like more than we need, but
It'll
I
cook
love
down
spinach.
a lot though.
Yeah, I love spinach. I don't care if it's way too much. The pan is our canvas, and the spinach is the Jackson Palak.
We'll add our water, and then we just let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes.
Gonna simmer.
Should have just been a videographer. I'm really good at this.
And so modest.
Okay, so I think our naan is about done. It's been just about 2 hours now that it's been sitting here covered in a wet cloth. So now I'm gonna take it out, see what we've got. Okay, I'm gonna roll this into small balls of dough. So, oh, it's nice and
Should be nice and stretchy.
Gluten's working. So I'm gonna make 7 to 8 medium-sized balls. So meanwhile, we've got our Aloo Palak simmering. That just simmers for about 15 to 20 minutes until most of the liquid's gone and it's pretty dry. It's still gonna have a little bit of a broth. And so now I'm gonna put our sesame seeds, roll these into sesame seeds. And we'll let it cook.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's getting closer.
This is gonna be awesome.
Use oil. There's actually a lot of oil in the dough already, which I think
Are you
will.
sure?
Yeah, and it's a non-stick frying pan, so we'll be okay. It's starting to cook down really nicely, and
I'm worried we need more spices in that.
I think it's gonna be great.
Okay, so we're gonna make our mango lassi. So I've got a cup of yogurt. The recipe said to use full-fat yogurt, and so we ended up using Greek yogurt because everyone's on low-fat kicks nowadays. It's really hard to find full-fat yogurt in the grocery store because everyone's so worried about getting fat.
Yeah, unless you're gonna make it yourself, which is apparently is easy to do.
And I just put half a cup of milk in.
Soy milk.
We use soy milk. You can use regular milk. And we've got 2 mangoes that I peeled and chopped here. Some recipes call for cream. This one didn't. But I think the thickness of the yogurt that we use will really give it that creamy texture. And now we've got about 3 tablespoons of sugar. So you can adjust this to the level of sweetness that you want. I think we'll try 3 tablespoons. I think that sounds like a good amount. And then we'll put in a little bit of cardamom and some ice. I'm not sure if they typically would drink it with their meal or not. I know at Indian restaurants you can get it and people drink it with the meal, but I'm not sure of how that's how they typically do it. From what I could read, it's just, you know, like a cool, refreshing summer beverage. Just gonna puree this down.
As you can see, the first couple came out a little hanky. That's okay. They were first attempts. These last 3, if you look, they're nice and toasted up. They got some little burnt layers to them.
And so this was just from the frying pan. I think we decided that we don't even need to put it on the broiler.
Yeah, I don't think we need to broil it. Look how nice and
think
toasted up
maybe-
that is.
Max. So I've just tried the Aloo Palak, and I said it's good. I could add a little bit additional spice, but overall, solid dish.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm gonna try some of my naan. Yeah.
It's
I
as
think
good
it
as
tastes pretty similar to naan I've had in restaurants.
very close to restaurant naan. In fact, the only thing it doesn't really have is at restaurants they'll often brush it with oil and.
Oh, yeah, we can do that actually.
We can still do that.
Yeah.
But it has, you know, sesame seeds and garlic, and it's quite flavorful. Yeah, I think at a restaurant you'd have a lot more garlic on it and oil and things like that. Maybe butter to round it out. But I like it like this.
I would say plain cuts
Yeah.
down the calories.
Plain, it's fine.
Yeah,
Oh.
I am gonna melt a little butter. That was on my to-do list, so we can brush butter on it.
A little bit more healthy. So if Emily already said what she would have done differently, would you have done anything differently, or you're happy
Well,
with how it came out?
I am happy with how it came out, in particular the naan. The curry could use more flavor. We lacked some of the ingredients we really should have had to make it more powerful. It's actually not spicy, which I didn't expect. I thought it would be because
I'm gonna put a little bit more
pepper.
chili powder in mine. I'm gonna add a little bit of spice to mine. And I think I'm gonna add a little bit of salt too.
Mhm.
What do you think about the lassi, Max?
I love it. I love a good lassi.
I think the lassi came out great.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, solid dish. Good job, going to India.
We made it!
Woo.
Traveling the world with Emily and Max.
How good? We'll return.
We'll return next week.